So looking at this graph over here, which two lines, so I'm looking for two letters here, have no solution? Which two of them?
A and C.
Good. They are parallel. So A and C. Perfect. Which two lines have one solution? There's two possible answers.
C and B.
All right, so A and B would be one of them. They intersect there, or
C and B.
C and B. So those are both acceptable answers. All right. Now, what is the solution for lines A and B? That's an ordered pair, something comma something else. It's right here. So good. -1, 3. Now for this one, we're going to type it into Desmos. Let me make sure I have Desmos ready to go over here. And it's a yes or a no question. So you are going to just type in what that looks like. Again, I'm not trying to bore you, but can you look up here? Like, just type it in. Did I type it correctly? You have to make sure you typed it correctly. Click on the intersection. I have a feeling did I mistype something? 3x plus y equals, oh, that should be 2. Thank you. Like, plus, I was looking at a different problem. I typed in a different one. Equals 11. There we go. All right, so I'm going to click on that. Is that the point that's written on your paper? Yes. So that is, yes, it's a yes or a no question. It's yes or no. All right, are we good on the first section? Okay. Now on the quiz, I'm going to tell you which method to use. So you don't have to worry about which one do I use. A lot of you need to pick up a pencil right now. If you didn't make it through the whole way through this one, you got to write it down with me. Now I said elimination would be a good choice because all the X's and Y's are lined up in their columns. If this one is a 2x, what do I want this one to be so that it will eliminate? Good. 2 and -2. So what I'm going to do is just copy the first equation. Hey, Miss Cole, it looks like you just copied it. Yep. All you got to do. It's a little bit of writing, but it's not hard. Okay. And then what am I going to multiply this one by to make it work? And where did the -2 come from? Our brain. Heard somebody over here say, we came up with it. It's not going to be on the paper anywhere. You have to come up with that number. That comes from your brain cells. All right. Now, if you distribute a -2, that'll give you -2x minus 6y equals 4. Good. Positive 14 because the negatives cancel. And then what is going to eliminate? That's the whole point. That's why it's called elimination. Yeah, the x's are gone. Good job. And you just add the other columns. So -4y and -6y. What's that going to give us? -10y. And then 16 plus 14 is 30. And what would you do to solve? Well, that is the answer, but you get that by dividing. Good. So you get y equals -3. Now you're not quite finished. You found y. What do you still need? X. You're going to take this -3, plug it back in for y in the original equation. So look, follow me on this. If you plug in -3, -4 times -3 would give you what? You plug back in right there. Good. -4 times -3 is positive 12. You could type it in the calculator if you wanted to. So that part's 12. You have 2x plus 12 equals 16. You just take that and plug it back in for y in the original problem. And then you have to finish solving that one. So, hey, what would you do to both sides to solve that? -3 times -4 gives you positive 12, right? So subtract 12 to the other side. That would give you 2x equals 4. Divide by 2, you get x is 2. Now, how do you write the final answer? 2 comma -3. Now, what did I keep saying that you should do before you even start the problem? Type it in the calculator and get that. Do you need me to show you that? Or will that just bore you? Can you type it in and click the intersection? Okay, thank you. All right. Type it in, click the intersection. That should be the answer. So if you don't get that when you work it out, you can, hopefully figure it out. Did you write all that down with me? No? Okay, I'm going to hand you a quiz next time. This one, you're going to do by graphing. What is your y-intercept for the first one? Where are we going to start? What's the y-intercept? Good. We're going to start at 4. It's right here. And then your slope is 3. So you're going to go up 3 over 1. up 3 over 1. That looks good enough. Again, on the quiz, I'm going to give you a grid, so it'll be a good bit easier. It's just like good enough for right here. All right, and then the other one, where's your y-intercept? Where are you going to start? 8? Did I go up far enough for 8? 6, 7, 8. I'll be right there. And your slope is -1. You would go down 1 over 1. That's your work. That's the showing the work, is drawing the graph. And then this is your answer. So what is that coordinate point? Like something, comma, something. What is it, 1, 7? And again, how else could you get that answer? Get in the calculator, click on the intersection. Okay. That one's in the calculator. These ones, you're just kind of looking at the graph that's already there. The only real difficult ones are 5 and 7 that have like work to them. All right, do you see how this is y equals? You're going to take all of that stuff and substitute it in for y in the other equation. You guys are going to have to stick with me through these last two, okay? So you're going to have 4x plus 2, and then what? And what do you have to put around that? Everybody. Good. It's parentheses, all of that stuff. -3x plus 5. And then what will it equal? I don't want to say your name out loud because it's on the recording, but what will that equal? You.
It will equal 4.
Good job. From there, you just solve. I believe that if you get that step, you'll be fine after that because you guys are good at solving. What's the next step? What's the next step? Distribute. You guys are good at this part. Once you get here, you'll be fine. Distribute it 2. That'll be -6x plus what? 10? 2 times 5? All right, and then good. 4x minus 6x, bless you, be -2x. And then subtract 10. Are you guys all still with me here? I'm going to hand you a quiz. All right, so where your grades come from. -2x would equal 4 minus 10. -6. And then your last step is divide by -2. The negatives cancel. And so you get +3. What do I need to do now? I need to take that 3 and do what with it? Plug it in for x in the original problem. That's going to give you y equals. Now, if you're plugging 3 in for x, what is -3 times 3? -9. Take 3 and plug it in. That's going to give you -9 plus 5, which would be -4, which you should have known already because what should you do first? Type in the calculator. You should get the answer before you even do the problem. And then you have to write it as something, comma, something. Just don't get it backwards. Good. 3, comma, -4. Now this last one, all you have to do is set it up and then you can type it in the calculator. No. We have oranges and we have apples. So we're going to let x equal oranges, y is going to equal apples. So what is my first equation going to be? Just pull these numbers out of the problem. No. 6x plus 5y equals. Good, perfect. I just want to make sure everyone else is reading it. I know you have it. So hold on. All right, and then pull the other numbers out of the problem. It'll be 4x plus 2y equals 750. Now that one I'm fine with you just typing in the calculator because really what I'm grading you on is were you able to set that up? So hey everybody, just watch. Again, not trying to bore you, but I want to make sure you can get the answer and I'll try to type it correctly this time. All right, what is it? 4x plus 5y equals 1275. And then the other one, 4x plus 2y. Have I typed it correctly so far? Okay, thank you. I knew I was going to mess something up. There we go. Is that correct now?
Yeah.
We're good. All right. We zoom in. Here's the intersection. We got 1.5 and 0.75. What did we find? Reread the thing. What are we finding?
The cost of.
The cost. So when it says 1.5, the cost is actually $1.50. And when it says 0.75, it actually means 75 cents. So an orange costs more than an apple. I think that's actually true because the citrus fruits have to grow in like warmer climates and stuff. So I think that actually.